Okay, perfect. We'll get started. Thank you all for patiently waiting. We're now ready to begin the virtual public consultation center meeting on the new sports court at Environmental Park. I'd like to start by thanking everybody for taking the time to join us this evening. My name is Daniel Sakrani. I'm the Capital Works project manager and the lead for this project. We also have a few guests this evening. So first off, we have Ward 7 Councillor, Councillor Baizant. We also have the Director of Engineering, Supita Majdi, and then we also have Deputy Mayor Tom V. I also have my colleague and my manager with us. His name is Shane McDonald. He's the manager of capital projects at the town of Newmarket. So we have set aside a dedicated question period at the end of this presentation. If you have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat and we'll address them in the order they're received at the end. And again, just a reminder to everybody, a copy of the meeting minutes along with the recorded PCC meeting will be available for viewing along with all the project updates at the Hey Newmarket website, HeyNewmarket.ca/SportCourt. I'd like to talk about how we got here. So Newmarket is a rapidly growing urban area, which is placing new pressures on our local recreation systems due to its diverse and expanding population. The construction of the sports court at Environmental Park is part of Newmarket's 10-year recreation and capital plan aimed at meeting these evolving needs. The goal in the recreation playbook is to build sports courts in every ward to reduce travel time for residents and increase opportunities for recreational play across the community. So as you can see in the picture, Ward 7 is located in the upper left-hand corner, and currently there are no sports courts in the area. Compared to the other wards, there's a noticeable gap in the distribution of sports facilities here. The goal of this project is to address that gap. We began by reaching out to the residents in the area to gather input on the types of sports courts they would like to see. So as you can see here, the area that I'm talking about is this top left corner right here with no sports court. So in September of this year, we placed signs at Environmental Park to gather input from both local residents and park users. We received over 500 responses, which is an outstanding turnout for a project of this scale. Using this feedback, using this feedback provided by the community, we were able to incorporate some of that suggestions into the design. This input will also help us guide future projects as we continue to improve on our local parks. So on behalf of all of us at the Town of Newmarket, I want to sincerely thank everybody who took the time to share their thoughts through the survey as well as emailing myself. I'm not going to be going over the survey results. So approximately 84% of the residents lived within a 2-kilometer radius of Environmental Park. With such a large portion of nearby residents using the park, this gave us the perfect opportunity to gather valuable feedback from those who would be affected by the changes at the park. In terms of the most desired sports, pickleball and basketball were the clear favorites, with tennis coming in third. This data was crucial in helping us decide the sports courts layout. In terms of the positive feedback that we received, 77% of the respondents expressed support for the new sports court. A common theme in the feedback was excitement about creating more opportunities for kids in the neighborhood to stay active in a fun and engaging way. Many residents were particularly enthusiastic about the addition of the pickleball court, as it allowed their children to learn and enjoy the sport without having the need to travel far. And of course, we value the concerns raised by the residents as this feedback provides us with important insights to improve our design. About 23% of the survey participants shared concerns or constructive feedback regarding the sports court. The most common theme included worries about noise and parking. We want to assure all residents that we take this feedback very seriously. We will continue to monitor these issues after the construction period is completed to ensure that everyone can enjoy the sports court while addressing any potential impact in the surrounding neighborhood. I'm going to go over the design real quick now. As many of you know, Environmental Park is located west of Yonge Street and north of Davis Drive, with street frontages on Wood Spring Avenue and Gilpin Drive. It's a unique park in the sense that the core is preserved as a green space for passive use, while the outer areas are designed for more active recreation. As you'll notice, there's already a large playground near Wood Spring Avenue. The town of Newmarket has hired a contractor to design and build new multi-court use within the environmental park. The court will feature three regulation-sized pickleball courts and a regulation-sized basketball court. These additions are part of the town's response to the community feedback gathered during the development of the recreation playbook, which serves as Newmarket's planning tool for recreational facilities, amenities, and trails. The courts are located on the east side of the park, with appropriate setbacks from both Wood Spring Avenue and Gilpin Drive. They're aligned north-south to optimize playability, requiring slight realignment of the existing concrete path that's currently present at the corner of Wood Spring Avenue and Gilpin Drive. While the courts will be marked for pickleball and basketball, we anticipate residents using them for a variety of activities such as badminton, rollerblading, and general exercise. The basketball court will feature a permanent basketball nets, whereas the pickleball courts will operate as a bring your own net basis. This means pickleball players will need to bring and set their own nets each time they use the court. This setup tends to encourage more casual and beginner play, as opposed to dedicated pickleball courts available elsewhere in town, which attract more frequent and competitive players. Um, Both pickleball and basketball courts will have asphalt surfaces with line painting to delineate their respective playing areas. As part of the project, 13 trees will be relocated using a spade truck. Many of the trees along the path are already dead or are in the process of dying. So the project will also include planting up to 6 new trees. These trees will provide additional noise screening for the courts. And finally, the courts will not have any lighting. It's going to be showing some multi-views of the sports court. Here's the aerial view. As you can see, the concrete pad is aligned. I'm just going to continue. Perfect. Okay, in terms of the next steps, the first steps will be to incorporate the feedback that we received from this meeting, and not only from the meeting, from the responses that we have also received during the survey period. Once those designs are complete, we'll notify the residents before the construction begins in the area. Construction is currently scheduled for November. However, it's very much weather dependent at this point. If the conditions are not cooperative, we may need to push the construction period to early spring, allowing the residents to enjoy the sports courts during the summer of 2025. And then finally, once construction is complete, we'll provide ongoing monitoring of the issues raised and look for ways to further enhance the sports court. Perfect. So I'll open it up. This is the Q&A period. So the questions and answers will also be posted online for your reference. You can enter the questions in the chat and we'll address them in the order they're received. And again, if you have any questions after the meeting, or you don't remember what you want to ask, or if you have any other additional comments that you remember at a later time, you can email me at my work email, which is found on the Hey Newmarket webpage, and I'll respond to you as soon as I can. Thank you. In terms of the sports court, I just wanted to go over what street these sports courts will be on. So as you can see, it's on the corner of Gilpin and Woodspring, where the entrance to the environmental park is from that side. I just noticed that the chat wasn't working. If you guys want, you can type in your questions now. The chat should be open to everybody. So the first question that we got here is, will there be parking available? So a parking lot expansion project is currently under review. We'll also be monitoring the usage of the sports court to assess how many people are using them, which will help us determine the type and amount of parking needed, whether that's parallel or another form of parking. While we're aware of the existing parking challenges at the park, we don't anticipate parking being a major issue for this project, based on our observations from the other sports courts at the town of Newmarket, particularly basketball, these facilities haven't generated significant car traffic, as many of the users are local kids who play nearby. So for now, we're considering on-street parking, which is allowed on Gilpin Drive, which will give us a better sense of parking demand and how many spots may be necessary. When could we have, the next question is, when could we have an improvement of the play structure? I'm not currently aware of any improvements to the play structure, but if you can email me, I can see if there's anything down the pipeline. I'm not sure if Shane, if you know anything about any improvements to the play structure.
No, we do have a 5-year plan of structures and parkettes that are being upgraded. I don't believe this one is on them, but we'll note this and then include it in the minutes for the meeting.
The next question is, why town not considering installing calisthenics equipment, enabling people to work out in parks? Simple pull-ups and peddler bars would be nice to have. So we did see quite a few people request that in terms of the feedback. We have considered that in the feedback going forward. The next question is, will there be rules posted on how to resolve conflict if two groups want to play both sports, i.e., a group is playing a full court basketball game and another group wants to play pickleball? Um, in terms of fair usage, speaking particularly about pickleball, we may install a paddle hanging board where players can leave their paddles while waiting for their turn. However, since this is a bring your own pickleball net setup, we don't expect significant conflicts between users. The town also doesn't run any programming at the court, so usage will depend on factors such as weather, season, and the time of week. The parks tend to be busier on the weekend, especially during the summer, so we'll keep that in mind. In terms of there being conflict with basketball and pickleball, we may look at uh, possibly removing the middle pickleball court if there is a lot of conflict between people wanting to play at the same time. But what we've kind of allowed for is that you could play basketball on one end while there's pickleball being played on the other. Just going through the questions. Sorry. Given that trees are being taken down, it will be several years before the new trees offer shade. Can we add some sort of shading over the benches? Um, we can take that feedback into consideration. At the moment, there is no plans for adding shading over the existing benches. And then Councillor Baizan also has a note saying that a concrete wheelchair ramp is being installed into the park playground to enhance access into the playground surface itself. I'll give everybody a few more minutes in order to ask a few more questions.
I just wanted to add to or address Elvin's question on the calisthenics equipment. The town does have calisthenics and what I would say kind of outdoor workout equipment at the AOK, All Our Kids Park, in the downtown core. So there's a number of pieces there, and I do know they're looking at adding to that. They're just trying to determine where best to place that equipment. So it is being looked at and considered in addition to some additional equipment in addition to what's already at the AOK or All Our Kids Park.
The next question is from Councillor Baizan. It says, "Is there a plan to add berms between the pad and and the houses?" Yes, so there is currently. You can't see it from the renderings from the top view, but let me see if I could find another one. You could kind of see it from here. There are berms placed strategically along the path on Gilpin Drive. We're also going to be taking a look at maybe placing some of those new trees along that area to provide more of a uh, to provide more additional noise muffling techniques, I guess, to keep the sound within this area. So the park is located. On Gilpin and Woodspring Avenue. It's located on the east side. And again, in terms of the location, we considered other locations within the park, but there were challenges such as grading issues and the need to cut or relocate significant amount of trees. Another key objective in selecting this location was that the court remains visible from the streets. Visibility helps deter loitering and reduces potential issues, as the court can easily be monitored by passerbys or even police patrols. The more visible the court is, the fewer issues we expect regarding loitering and related problems. I did ask, another question is, I did ask this of the Proctor build, will this site offer bottled water filling? So at the moment, there are no plans for for water bottle filling stations. The reason is that it costs significant amount of money just to bring water to the park, and I'm not sure that the park currently has water access to it. So that would be a significant cost, which we're not doing at the moment. Will there be enough pads, concrete for walking or skating, roller skates? Yeah, so at the moment, all we're doing is realigning the paths so that we can move the sports courts away from the road area. So as you could, if you can kind of visualize it on Google Maps, the path currently cuts through the court. We're just going to be moving along around it. So we're not removing any paths. The paths going to be there, but it's just going to be realigned for construction purposes. Another question is, a resident noted that the intersection of Woodspring is not very well lit, with the potential of more people crossing at the intersection to and get from the pad early evening. Is it possible to improve the street lighting here? So we could pass this along to the appropriate department. We'll pass that feedback along. Another question is, will there be porta potties? So there are no plans for porta potties at the moment at this location.
I believe there is porta potties in the further into the park, so about I believe about 200 meters away, close
Parking
to the
lot?
core of the park, yeah, to the parkette. The town places a porta potties.
I'll give another minute or so for a few more questions to come in. I don't see any more questions coming in. So I'll call the meeting then. So thank you again, everybody, for taking the time to join us today. For more updates, please visit the Hey New Market website and stay tuned for news about the new sports court. We hope you have a wonderful evening and take care.